Good morning. How to record your depreciable assets? Well, when you are in a business for yourself and you are purchasing assets that you can use or items that you can use in your business, and you know that they are now items that will disappear in your production, they are depreciable assets for your business. So you will depreciate them during a certain number of time. So it's very important you record those assets so that by the end of the year you have all of them in one spot and you'll be able to calculate the depreciation deduction on them. So we purchase some items that are depreciable, and I'm going to record them. So what do I suggest? Any way that works for you, that's fine. As long as you can remember those items, that's what matters. So what I would suggest is, when you make purchases online and you know those assets are depreciable, they are long-term assets for your business, it's good as soon as you are done making the purchase, as soon as you are done making the purchase is confirmed, you open your business expense spreadsheet or any software. If you are using a software, that's fine. To track your expenses, that's fine. If you are not, you can use a spreadsheet, and we do have business expense spreadsheets at liberdownload.com, but I'm trying to design it based on the business that will use it. So I think the only one that I have there is for sole proprietor. So I have not designed for L.L.C or S Corp yet. So I'm designing in a way that it can at the same time tells you where on your tax form, your Schedule C or Form 1120S for S Corp or Form 1065 for L.L.C, so that you can know where on your tax return form those expenses will go. So you will record your purchase on your business expense spreadsheet. It will be good if you can to open your the spreadsheet where you record your depreciable assets, or the software you use. If you are using any accounting software that track them for you, that's great. Otherwise, we do have a depreciation worksheet as well at Liber download that could help you with that. So you open your depreciation spreadsheet and you record your assets right away. If you have not done it at that point, at least I'll assume you record the purchase on your business expense spreadsheet. Then as soon as you receive the item, items, if you have not recorded them on your depreciation spreadsheet, it'll be a good time to record them even before you open it. So you record them on your depreciation spreadsheet, the dates you make the purchase, the item name, the price, and after you open them. So what I will say as well is, when you can come back to that. So when you make the purchase, it'll be good to copy and save the receipt, the online receipt for the purchase, in your long-term assets folder, so that you have a copy of the receipt, online receipt. Then when you open the boxes, if there is a receipt in it, it'll be good to file it in your long-term asset folders. That way you have two records of purchase, two purchase record for your depreciable item. They are long-term assets. You are going to depreciate them over a certain number of years, so it's good to keep your receipt for them for your own personal resource reference, and then for tax purposes as well. So But at this point, you should record them on your depreciation worksheet. That way, by the end of the year, especially if that's a year that you made a lot of purchase of depreciable item, by the end of the year, you have all your assets together with when you purchase them, how much they cost, their name, and you will be able to calculate the depreciation deduction. So when at this point you will record those information that I said about them, but then when you put it together, you need to go back to the depreciation worksheet and record the date you place it in service. Because when we take this as an example, when we put it together, it's really something can go on it, whether I put something on it or not. That's the date I place it in service. So I need to record that date. And having those information really, as you go throughout the year, by the end of the year, you'll have everything you need to decide whether you are going to claim section 179 and deduct all their costs in 1 year, or depreciate them. And if you are going to depreciate them, then you know for sure the date you place them in service, their costs, and you'll be able to locate, the business that is using it. You'll be able to locate the number of years you depreciate it, the depreciation convention you'll use, and the depreciation rate table name to locate, and the depreciation rate that you'll use for them, and fill up your spreadsheet and calculate the depreciation deduction for all the years you'll depreciate those assets, and save it for your record. That way you have it set, and you just every single year you just know the total that you'll use to report on your tax return. And the first year you place them on service, you will use form 4562 to report them, and after that you will just put that total on the depreciation line. So I'm going to open my spreadsheet and record them, and that's a shelf unit that costs about $128 that I will be cleaning a side of the office and have it. And we do have Brother printer. I don't know if I'll be able to show this one. I think I'm a little bit close to it, but it is Brother printer inkjet, and frankly I don't know what is in the brown box. Sorry, but yes, so we need to record them, and it's a print, copy, scan, and fax. So I went to their website, Brother website, to purchase it. So, and I think the price is lower on their website than it was. I searched another one at Walmart, find Brother there, and the price was I saw the price. I wanted to make the purchase at Walmart, but then I wanted to search their own website to see if they sell on their own website. So that's what I tend to do usually when I wanted to purchase something and so the company has a website. I like to visit their website. So I noticed that particular one was less expensive on Brother website compared to Walmart website, and they are the ones selling it at Walmart as well. So it could be that the the fees they have to pay at to Walmart to sell it there makes it more expensive there, I'm not sure. And it is free shipping, ground shipping as well from their own website. I didn't, but the one that I found on their website, it was out of stock. So I purchased another one that was available. When I use it, if it meets my expectation, I will say more about it. I do have a laser printer that I've been using since 2015, black and white, and it works just fine. But this one is color inkjet. So okay. So we are going to locate, that's the that's the business expense spreadsheet, and this one is designed for S corporations. So testing it myself. It'll be a new release for 2021. I'm testing it myself to see how if I like it before I release it at liberdownload.com. So I think the ink gel costs, you'll be able to see the cost here, and I don't think this bottom purchase has been up to date. So you can see how the business expense spreadsheet works here. I think I can just, that's the same okay, I think that's the same business that's going to use it. So, and those are drop menu button, but since I've been using that, I can just put it. So let's go back to our scanner. Is it what is called inkjet printer? So as I placed the order, I recorded the expense, and I have a note section, and we do have expense category to choose from, and that's depreciable assets. Tax category, that's depreciation, and form 1120S. So this column allow us to automatically know where we are going to be recording those expenses on the tax form that the spreadsheet belongs to. And it is a drop menu section, but because depreciation is not going straight on the form, it has to go through another process to calculate the depreciation deduction. That's why I left that area blank. And I have a section for overhead in case I wanted to calculate overhead on when you are new in business. It might be hard for you to know your overheads if you are trying to use that that option to calculate the price to sell an item. So it might be a good idea to track your overhead, and after a year you'll be able to know what your overheads are. So, and after that initial entry of the cost of the items, we do have every single line of the tax return as well layouts, and it will go on the depreciable assets column. So, and that's an expense detail spreadsheet to enter every single purchase that you made during every single day of the year. And then you have expense by month that will pretty much categorize your expense by month and by expense category, and you should be able to have the total at the bottom as well. So you'll be able to know how you are doing in expenses. And as you can see, it does have expense categorized as well here. So now we have expense summary, which will be year-to-date expense summary, and that's the spreadsheet. That's the sheet you will use, or the tab you will use when you are filing your tax return, as it's going to pull information from the expense detail sheet that we are on first to this spreadsheet, but summarize it for the year by business activities and by expense category, and pretty much I think this should be a drop down. No, it's not in a drop down. So, and you have the lines where those expenses will be, while the expense by month is summarizing it by month and by expense category. I believe I should have, I've been testing something. Okay, so I've been designing a template to summarize the expenses by physical or digital if you want a simplified version, because when you have to attach a statement on Schedule K or Schedule K1, you wanted to show expenses, you wanted to show profit or loss by activity. So it could be useful, and that's why that has been taken into consideration when using the summary as well, because when you are filing Form 1120S line 29, other deduction has to be supported with a document. So it's very good to have to have them lay out so that you can just copy the section you need for your attachment to Form 1120S line 19. So it's have it broke down, and the total will go on line 19 of Form 1120S. So it's now pulling the total here. Let me see. I try to, yeah, it has formula there as well, but I try to pull information at the detail level, but it depends on what you are choosing on the on your expense spreadsheet detail. So it will be expense category section. So whether you are okay, whether you chose, we can just select one here. So whether you chose a specific expense to use or you use other deduction, will put it to where you want it. So, but it'll either pull it to the total section or it'll put it to the detail level, and you can just find the total of all those details. So yeah, it is, yeah, I'm still making sure I have all the details that I want on it, and I have one section for sales tax. You'll notice that this one, for instance, I purchased an item and I didn't get charged tax for my state. So that means because that's an item that will be used in the business, it is now for resale, therefore I need to pay sales tax to my state on it. So at the end of the year, I need to file a use tax return, a use state tax return, and report those taxes. So I wanted to see if the spreadsheet will be able to pull all those sales tax I need to pay back to my state by including a colon and working on it. So once it is good enough for all the information I want it to be on the spreadsheet, I will release it at liberdownload.com, but this is going to be for S Corp. Okay, so now that we locate the expense we want, we are going to go to our depreciation sheet. Okay, so let's go down, and that's 2020. So it's very crucial you record all your expenses, your depreciable asset, and pretty much I have the templates. And what I'm going to do, instead of you start filling up that template, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, move or copy, and I'm going to make sure I click on create a copy, and I can just move it right before depreciation summary 2020. So that way I create a single copy, and I can just double click in it in the title to change it 2021. You'll notice that I have a lot of depreciable assets already purchased, but I have not even started recording them on my depreciation worksheet. Okay, so the way the depreciation worksheet work, what is important at this point, we are just going to take one of the three items we have here to put in it is date of purchase. So we can go back to where we record those information, and it'll be the bookkeeping here, 320, no, it'll be this one. And at this point I can just copy the same title that I have, Control C, because I'm using table. The spreadsheet is best used in Excel. So the date is the 20th. So date of purchase, believe I got it right. And then the cost. Okay, so $399.99 times the tax. So I got charged tax. So things that I pay tax on, I don't include it. I include the tax in the cost that I paid, but now the tax is not separate here. The only tax that goes in the next column, it is for tax that I need to pay myself. So, and so I believe is $399.99 times tax. So the cost is $399.99 times 107. So don't know if you notice it. When you are using table, sometimes it will just populate the spreadsheet with the same number. So you'll go on that little arrow and click on undo calculated column, so that it only calculated for one. So now date placed in service, after I put it together, I will come back and put the dates that I put it together. And at this point, it is all I need to do for the spreadsheet, the depreciation spreadsheet. And I need to change 2020 to 2021, and keeping a track on all your assets. Let's show 2020, keeping track of all your assets by the end of the year. That's what you wanted to do without too much headache, because you need to find out the quarter you place them in service, so that you can decide the convention you'll use, whether it's half year or mid-quarter, and choose a depreciation method between the three options here, and the asset class where your business is found, if that's the option you use, or the asset class of the item, and then you'll be able to find how many years you'll depreciate it if you don't want to claim section 179 special deduction. You'll be able to find the classification of the property, and pretty much every single row here, it is form 45cc2. You need those information on that form, and you already have a layout on your spreadsheet. You just see a copy and paste it and type it in on your form 45cc2. You'll be able to locate the rate table, find the rates, copy them, type them in your spreadsheet so that it can calculate the depreciation for all the years you depreciate the item, and the total should match how much the item costs you as well. So yeah, and just having a spreadsheet where you track your depreciations year after year, you have them all in one spot. But you'll start with tracking them on a regular basis as you purchase. If you think you'll be able to gather those information at the end of the year, that's the time you'll spend filing your tax return. You'll spend it doing accounting for your business, and that's what makes it stressful. Your tax season, by tax season, it is pretty much the time you will file your tax return for your business. What will make it stressful is when you'll be looking for information, putting them in a way that you can file your tax return. Doing accounting for the whole year in 1 month, it is stressful. So stay on top of your business finances, your record keeping, so that during your tax month, you could file your business tax return without problem. Making money in your business is great, it's important, but trust me, keeping track of every single thing that goes in your business financially, it is equally important. It is not to be neglected. It is what makes your business, it is the livelihood of your business, pretty much. May not makes you money, but it's what makes your business stay healthy. Let's put it that way. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Afiavi-Odjounin, Liberman, creators of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, Liberman Consulting L.L.C podcast, and ninassoap.com, our blog. We do have other stores, including liberdownload.com for custom templates and spreadsheet to help you manage your finances in your business. We have liberoutlets.com for resell products. We have liberlabel.com for custom apparels and stationery, and we have natural product store, ninassoap.com. We thank you very much for watching our videos. Thank you for all your comments, and we thank you very much, you all that subscribe to our channel. So I will continue entering my information, my assets. I have few ones here, and I will need to add them in my spreadsheet so that I have it up to date. So thank you so much for your time.